Brian Fisher here for D1 Ticker and Collegiate Sports Connect. Thrilled to be at the 2025 NCAA convention, joined by CSC President now and Senior Associate AD at Arkansas, Kevin Trainor. Kevin, thank you so much for stopping by.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Exciting times for CSC, especially as you take over as president. What's going on with the organization right now, and what are some of your priorities as president?
Yeah, 6 months into being the president, a lot of exciting things happening with our organization, mainly membership growing to a record number, near 4,500 now. And so when you talk about that, that's across all divisions, NAIA, two-year colleges. Very excited that the sports communicators community is coming together, involved in our organization. That makes us stronger and helps us advocate for the profession that we're in as we embark on these challenges in intercollegiate athletics. Sports communicators are a big part of moving forward.
Well, when you talk about that membership increase in particular, as president, do you find yourself being pulled in a few different directions given how diverse your membership is now?
Well, it really is. The beauty of CSC is its breadth and its depth of sports communicators, whether that's divisions 1, 2, and 3, as I mentioned, NIA, two-year colleges, and all of those people come together. But I think what people find is when they get in the rooms, we don't come in as D1 or D3. We come in as professionals. We sit in the room, and there are so many commonalities, whether they're dealing with a one-person shop, whether they're in a larger school. There are similar things that we face as sports communicators in this world of instant communication and changing dynamics. And I think that's what's so valuable about this organization. Not only is it a chance to be around others that are in the same boat and dealing with the same issues, but a chance for us to come together as an organization to help lead as we move forward.
Sometimes when there is that leadership transition, you can kind of say, and almost do some self-evaluation in terms of what do we want to stand for as an evaluation. What is that conversation like amongst that committee for you guys?
Yeah, we've done a lot of heavy lifting over the last 3 or 4 years. We've instituted our all-in membership, where we've grown membership-wise. We've changed our name. We've changed our logo. About everything we've had, and I think that's really positioned us to be in the position to move forward to what's next. And that's where we are as an organization right now. One of the keys that we have right now is engaging a content creation community that's emerging in intercollegiate athletics. And people say content creators. That's not a standalone content creator. Some of our members are both the traditional sports communicator and content creator. So when we talk about that, it's not just the individuals that are specifically doing that. It encompasses so many of our sports communicators. So speaking to that, the changing industry, communications is always going to be important in intercollegiate athletics, never more so than now as things change, as people are trying to find their way both in the business and as fans engage with us. It's more important than ever to speak clearly and be heard.
I'd be curious, as you engage with a lot of those content creators, what have you picked up? What have you learned? Because I think everybody understands that the nature of the job is changing.
Absolutely. I think the first step is content creators belong with college sports communicators, because in the end, it's communication. It's just using different avenues and different techniques. And some of the outstanding content communicators that I work at the University of Arkansas really are innovative. They know how to connect. We have a small opportunity to connect with all that's out there in the world. And so content can really help tell a story in a way that maybe we told differently in the past because we had more space to do it. Right. Content is effective. It gets you emotionally. And so as you look around the country, whether a small program or whether a large program, you see the importance of capturing future fans, future donors, all in a short amount of time with compelling content.
And I know one thing that we've talked a lot about with a lot of people here at the NCAA convention, at your convention in the summer, is just kind of the burden that's being placed on content creators as well, on communication professionals. How are your organization kind of navigating that time demand on people?
Well, absolutely. Advocacy for our membership is one of our strategic priorities. We talk about it all the time, every day, and we're not alone in that in our collegiate athletics. Athletic trainers, others that face that consistent. And so I think we're working together. We're listening to our membership. We're advocating at the national level in ways and having those conversations, but also trying to provide solutions, individual solutions. It's easy for us to sit in a room here at the NCAA convention, talk about solutions, but how does that impact our members where they are at their conference office, at their institution? And so giving them tips on how to train them so they can balance those things. It really is not as much as a work-life balance as a work-life blend in this business. And so how can we make them more efficient, give them tools to be more efficient in their work so that they can continue to do the fantastic job they're doing?
How about locally there at Arkansas? Obviously, the offseason, big hire in terms of John Calipari coming in. Obviously, a lot of interest around that football program, just given where it is in the state. What's happening on the local level for you?
Well, exciting things at the University of Arkansas, coming off a great bowl win and a Liberty Bowl, and Coach Pittman, so we're excited about moving forward. Anytime John Calipari comes in, obviously it was a little different immediately for Arkansas fans after all those years competing against Coach Richardson, both at Memphis and Kentucky. But Razorback fan base has embraced Coach Cal, and obviously you know what you get. You get a guy that has won at the highest level, competed in the SEC. As with anything, you come in, it's going to take a little bit of time to get going, and I'll tell you what, the SEC is just incredible in basketball this year from top to bottom, and so we're excited to see where that takes us, but we're certainly glad to have Coach Cal at Bud Walton Arena.
How much do you look at a coaching change as an opportunity, not only to establish yourself with the new guy, but also understand we can kind of rebrand the program a little bit?
Yeah, I think every derivation, when there is a transition, you have an opportunity to kind of lean into that and see what it was. Certainly, we were grateful, and Coach Muss did a great job at Arkansas, and that was a great run. But if you do the same things you did with Coach Muss, with Coach Cal, that's not going to work. And certainly Coach Cal's been in it a long time. He comes with his a set of ideas and his approach, and it's a very global approach. I can tell you, he's thinking about every aspect of that program. And so we lean in to assist him and to help guide him, because we have the knowledge there at Arkansas to let him know kind of both regionally and nationally what has worked before. So what I love about Coach Cal is how he's embraced our history. Coach Richardson's there locally. He invites him to practice. He's really involved in and really engaged with the University of Arkansas, and that's really meaningful to the fans of Arkansas. As you said, being the premier team in the state, no professional teams, Arkansas bleeds Razorback red.
Yes, that they do. When it comes to the athletes themselves, how have they kind of changed, and how have you tried to enhance their role, not only in basketball, but football and all your other sports?
Well, it's such an interesting time because obviously student athletes navigate NIL and navigate the new world of image. We're kind of where we have always been, which is supporting our student athletes, not only academically and athletically, but now in helping enhance their brands to maximize revenue potential. So it's really a holistic approach to student athletes and how we can enrich their experience, not just at the University of Arkansas, but prepare them. There are a lot of worlds out there. Unfortunately, right now, it doesn't come with an operations manual. So the things that we can do at the University of Arkansas and other schools are doing around the country to educate them, to get them prepared. A lot of it's coming very quickly. They're drinking through a fire hose on some of that while trying to compete, while trying to go to class. So I think in many ways, the more things have changed, the more they stay the same, and that we're there to advocate for the student athletes to get them in the position to have success. We've just added a couple of lanes that maybe weren't there before.
I mean, how much have they kind of changed you and your role, given how well they are digital natives right now?
Oh yeah, when I remember having to call on dorm telephones to try to set up interviews and all of that. But each one of them is their own brand ambassador when they walk out of the door, when they're in their apartment, wherever they are. And I think it's helping them understand that, but also they can be a great advocate. I mean, very easily we can ask them to participate in things, and it's something that they've done their entire lives growing up in this age. And so it's a dynamic time for content. I think everyone sees the need for it. You look at the University of Arkansas, there is a urge for even more and more content, and so helping those student athletes understand, but also we benefit greatly by them not only promoting their brand, but promoting the program.
You know, I was struck during the college football playoff, interviewing a lot of these athletes. They come out so polished because they've been doing this since high school. I'm curious if your job, are you doing less in terms of the kind of the PR training and say, don't say this, and more like, hey, how can we help you?
Yeah, no, certainly they do come up with it a little bit earlier. There were times early in my career where they probably hadn't done an interview by the time they got to the University of Arkansas, and so it was very rudimentary instruction, and that includes sometimes coaches, assistant coaches, and that sort of thing. So in today's world, as you mentioned, they've been exposed to that. So there's some of that is just helping them think through the intended consequences. Again, there's a tone that's appropriate depending on who you're speaking to and all of that. And I do think they have an inherent understanding of the importance of communication and how that can work. But we just there to help guide them along the way and provide them some space. Hey, we're never, none of us are perfect, and people make mistakes. But I think what I love to see is that connection with our fans, with our student athletes, because there's an opportunity to connect via social media and get to know the men and women that are competing.
I know we're speaking ahead of the CFP title game there in Atlanta. We'll go straight there from the convention here, but it's been fun following you around almost a little bit. But how's this 12-team playoff kind of played out from your eyes from a communication standpoint?
Yeah, no, I've had the privilege to work the CFP National Championship game, look forward to the game ahead. But yeah, it's been a fun ride to see how the expanded playoff has played out. The schedule's a little different.
Yes,
I think we're all getting used to that. The on-campus home games in the first round were something. But I think what we did see is, regardless of the format, regardless of the teams, I think we've seen compelling college football. Both semifinals were fantastic.
Yep.
We've got a great national championship game, and I think that's what people were lingering for. I mean, we've seen it in the basketball tournament. You can expand teams. There's always going to be someone that feels like they got left out, that sort of thing. But I think that's the dialogue that really helps our sports, and it really helps the narrative. People are talking college football right now, and when Notre Dame and Ohio State step on that field, the focus will be there, so I think all in all, it's been a great first year.
Looking even further ahead, obviously, convention is in the summer. As you think about the priorities and planning for that, I'm sure you're knee deep in that planning process. What can we expect from convention this summer? Yeah,
certainly CSC is a year-round association and serves its members, but it really is a beacon point for CSC and CSC Unite this year in Orlando. It's an opportunity to get together to celebrate the accomplishments of the year and also really set the course for next year. And so we're excited about what we have. We had a great convention last year in Las Vegas, and I think it's really a chance to refresh and again re-energize those that are in our business to prepare for the year ahead. So we're looking forward to it. We've got a lot of great programming. Again, we change with the dynamics. We want our members to come get applicable information to their jobs and to the changing course of it. And so we look forward to that. We look forward to some big announcements as we step forward. But I'll tell you, I'm privileged to be serving in this role at this time of college sports communicators, excited about the future, where we're going, and just bigger and better things ahead.
Well, we're excited to catch up with you there in Orlando at the convention and see a lot of new faces and new membership with you guys, as well as some old ones, and catching up again there. Kevin, thank you so much for joining us here at the 2025 NCAA convention in Nashville.